Coming up on Elon Local News.
The task force report on Black student, faculty, and staff experiences is released, and we have campus reactions to the findings.
We have all the details on what was keeping Burlington hopping this weekend.
It wasn't just busy in Burlington. Rhodes Stadium had their first crowd of the season. We bring you the highlights and the letdowns.
Elon Local News starts right now. Elon Local News, I'm Jackie Pascale.
And I'm Rajat Agarwal. We begin tonight with reactions to the report from the Presidential Task Force on Black Student and Faculty Staff Experiences that was made public to students last week. Elon University prides itself as a place where students can belong, but for some students that sense of fitting in and acceptance just isn't being found.
ELN senior reporter Meredith Sutch joins us in the studio with more. Meredith?
Thanks, Jackie and Rajat. That's right. For many Black students, Elon may be a completely different experience. Last week, the results of the Presidential Task Force on Black Student, Faculty, and Staff Experiences were released to students. And some of the results, like the ones I'm holding in my hand, were on the negative side. The task force is made up of alumni, students, faculty, and staff. Its goal is to implement policies and practices to make Elon more supportive of the Black community. Results gave insight and recommendations to issues like safety, inclusivity, and overall community interactions. A large part of the findings stems from a fall 2014 survey that featured 1,165 Black and non-Black students, faculty, and staff. The report is leaving campus community with mixed reactions, with some telling ELN that they aren't all that shocked.
The information in the report is something that I've seen and experienced firsthand, as well as heard from other students in very informal ways.
Senior and president of Elon's Black Student Union, Alex Bohannon, says that since arriving at Elon as a first year, he has seen the ups and downs of being a Black student at a predominantly white institution.
If I were to say, like, oh my gosh, you mean you can't dance? But you're Black? You know, like stuff like that. That happens all the time.
But according to this Presidential Task Force report, those microaggressions are part of a bigger problem. Nearly 80% of Black students polled do not feel safe and secure on campus. Student Government Association President Avery Stedman says this particular statistic was an eye-opener.
Personally, I don't feel unsafe, and so that was shocking that such a large percentage of the Black students feel unsafe, which seems just an easy thing to something that's just so necessary just to feel safe on campus.
Another component of the report is feedback from faculty and staff. Among the 64 Black faculty and staff respondents, 20 reported having disparaging comments regarding race or ethnicity directed at them personally. This stood out to Stedman.
I think students are younger, so probably more vulnerable, but then if a staff is feeling that way, and with students in their classroom, I mean, that's their daily life, that's their job, that's everything. That's not okay.
Dean of Multicultural Affairs and co-chair of the task force, Dr. Randy Williams, was less shocked over the results.
Racism is systemic. It's been around for a long time, and it's a powerful force that can infiltrate any type of institution, including Elon. But what the difference is here, I believe, is that the university is responding in a way that could quite possibly make a significant change.
Yet for all the seemingly disparaging information, Williams is optimistic about the findings.
That's the real headliner here, is that the university has taken the steps to acknowledge some of its shortcomings.
Bohannon says despite the raw data, he and his friends have seen positive change.
We came in as first-year students. We were like, we were excited to be here, and then all of a sudden we're like, wait, what? Somebody got called what? You know, like, and just understanding that, like, you know, I think a lot of us were like, okay, maybe we should, you know, think about whether or not it was a good decision to come here. Now we're like, it was a great decision to come here. We love Elon. We appreciate everything that Elon's done for us. We know that Elon has its challenges, but what institution is perfect?
Now, Bohannon, Stedman, and Dean Williams are all determined that the recommendations made in the report can and will happen. We reached out to Elon President Dr. Leo Lambert for a statement, and he said, quote, "Each of us has a personal responsibility to work for positive change in campus culture, creating an environment in which all Black students, faculty, staff, and alumni can thrive." Now, next month, Stedman told me that SGA is planning a privilege walk in response to the Respect rally that happened last spring. And for more reactions to the report and recommendations listed, check out elonlocalnews.com. In the studio, I'm Meredith Stutz.
The Danley Center has seen many renovations over the summer, and the last one is finally complete. The Phoenix Activities and Recreation Center, which will be referred to as Park, opened earlier today. The fitness center is open to only Danley residents and will be open to the same hours as the center in Corey. Basketball courts at Park are open to all students, and for more information on operation times, be sure to check out elonlocalnews.com.
Construction on the new School of Communications will affect more than just communications students. Some changes will be coming to the dining options as well. Elon Dining announced Thursday that they have begun the planning process for the renovation of McEwen Dining Hall, which hasn't been updated in more than 20 years. Some of the potential options discussed by Assistant Vice President for Administrative Services, Chris Fulkerson, and Elon Dining include a food court, student lounge, and outside patio seating. In a space currently occupied by Acorn Coffee Shop, Elon Dining representatives expressed a need for late-night option that may include burgers and milkshakes. Elon Dining is also working on filling the first floor of the Park Place at Elon, across from the Acorn Inn, with a grocery option. Elon Dining says there will be focus groups and surveys over the next few months to hear from students on what they want. Construction on these new dining options is not expected to begin until summer 2016.
In light of all the recent conflict overseas and in our own country, International Peace Day could be the break the world needs. Today, peace is celebrated all around the world, and this year's theme is Partnerships for Peace, Dignity for All. To live without this theme, and at Elon, we strive to live without this theme and be respectful global citizens. L.D. Russell, professor here at Elon, says the key to peace is getting down to the basics.
I mean, our goal, after all, as a university is to create, to form, to encourage responsible global citizens. And to me, a crucial part of that is to learn how to get along with other people. And understanding is key.
After the break, we'll show you a new place to live on campus with limited room.
The price of college has been rising every year, but for some families, one part of the financial crunch is about to get easier. Our Alex Hager is in studio with more. Alex?
Thanks, Rajat. President Obama was on the road this week speaking in Des Moines, Iowa, where he rolled out a set of changes to the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA program. The new policy, which goes into effect October 2016, explains that college applicants will now have the opportunity to file for financial aid using tax information from 2 years ago. This is a big shift from the current standard, where some students are forced to apply for financial aid after college application deadlines. This new plan will save students and parents from the time crunch of availability of tax records and the jumble of deadlines. But these changes could mean more than just eliminating hassle. A study by the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that students who know they're receiving financial aid or a Pell Grant are more likely to apply for college, meaning that Obama's plan could put more deserving students in the colleges they hope to attend. I'm Alex Hager. Rajat, back to you.
Thanks, Alex. Obama's attempt to simplify the college payment process is just the latest of many policies he's released before leaving the Oval Office.
While Elon focuses on living and learning communities, our John Curtis found one student and professor who teamed up to take this idea to the next level.
Say hello to Moby, a tiny house currently being built on Elon's Loy farm. Now, tiny houses come in all shapes and sizes, but have one thing in common. They're all economically and environmentally friendly. Robert Karras, the professor of architecture and design here at Elon, is in charge of the creation of Moby.
It's partially environmental, and then partially it has a lot to do with just how you want to choose to spend the time you're not at work earning money to pay for your house.
This project has been in the works for 2.5 years now, and construction just started last week. The house will be 50 square feet, roughly 8 by 6, and will comfortably sleep two. And the best part is,
We'll be under $3,000, I'm certain.
now meet Christian, an Elon senior who will move into Moby upon its completion around Thanksgiving.
I'm nervous about the space and feeling claustrophobic on occasions, but we've added we've added windows, we've added a patio kind of area to kind of negate that.
Now, as you can see, the tiny house is just that. But despite all of this, Christian Smoke is more than excited to move in a couple months.
I've been excited about this since we came up with the idea, so to see it in fruition is nothing to make me happier.
Besides not having to take up much space, Moby is also mobile.
Over wintertime, we're planning a road trip to hit as many national estate parks as we can to kind of show it off, but also just go hang out at some cool state parks.
Christian plans for more tiny houses like Moby to pop up around Elon in the future.
Moby 2.0 is already in the works, already in design works. Every time we find something wrong with Moby 1, Moby 2's got a little help.
John Curtis, Elon, Local News.
Cobalt Tools is sponsoring the project so Christian won't have to pay a dime for his new living space.
Now, not all superheroes fly, but they all run. This weekend, students and faculty came out to support the first annual Great Cape Escape 5 and 10 kilometer race. Superheroes of all ages dressed up for the costume contest to run, listen to live music, and enjoy post-run yoga, all in the support of the Open Door Clinic. Graduate students have been planning to run for the past 3 years and are very proud of what this means for the community.
Definitely the most exciting thing for all of us is that we're raising money to let more patients come in to free health care at the Open Door Clinic. It's definitely the most exciting.
And while some students were running for a good cause, other students were sliding. Members of Elon and Campus Rec worked together on Saturday to build a 350-foot slip and slide on the intramural fields to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. According to Elon executive team, the event raised $450 for the kids.
I'm having a lot of fun. It's a really nice day out. It's a Friday afternoon. A lot of people out here, they have the music going, the slip and slide. It's a lot of fun.
Elon students are showing a different perspective of campus through a new production company focusing on diversity. Our Charlie Budd took a look.
Founded by Elon students, Weird Enough Productions is taking advantage of the big screen to do more than make people laugh. They want to make people think.
We want the opportunity to do something, but we wanted to show our vision in the best way that we could.
The student group is aiming to promote diversity through film. And to do this, they're looking at how African Americans are portrayed on television.
And we say, okay, how can we take that and go in the exact opposite direction? How can we flip that on its head? What way can we bring a new perspective to the table?
The production company says that people who watch TV might start to believe the stereotypes they see. Weaver says they're combating this with the characters they write.
So our characters are wacky, quirky, unlike any group of black friends that you're probably going to find on TV right now. And we're proud about that.
However, the goal of Weird Enough Productions is more than just entertainment. It's education.
Where we're able to go into the community, talk to people that need this information most, and empower people with that knowledge.
Weaver hopes that Weird Enough Productions will change the way people look at what's on TV. Charlie Budd, Elon Local News.
You can check out their work on their YouTube channel, Weird Enough Productions, or visit their website at weirdenoughtv.com.
Coming up, check out this new local business who gave me this new do. After a year of vacancy, you might have noticed that the space next to All That Jazz in downtown Elon is no longer boarded up. I checked out the newest addition to the street. Walking down Williamson Avenue, a new now open sign has been added to the block. A building that's been dark and unoccupied for over a year is now back in business.
I wanted it to be different because all the salons I've been in, they're very uptight, and I wanted it to be more laid back, and I wanted the atmosphere to feel more just free and open.
Owner Brooke Troxler, who's just 21 years old, opened Enlightened Salon on the 15th with an eco-friendly twist.
All the products I use are Pravana, and they are 100% biodegradable. They're 100% vegan. They are gluten-free.
But the products Troxler uses help more than just your hair.
They donate 5% back to cancer research.
Brooke expects a lot of Elon students to be coming here and getting styles done like this.
I want students to come in, get their hair done. I love just talking to people that are my age. it's just nice and it makes it for a good environment to work in.
Though Troxler doesn't know what's next for her and the salon, she's hoping to make an impact in the local community.
I'm thinking for probably once every semester to do like a charity event where a certain amount of the proceeds will go back to support a local charity around Burlington.
From college involvement to community support, Troxler's business is on its way to becoming a community staple, one curl at a time. Now, if you liked my new do, Enlightened Salon will be offering deals for college students on social media. You can follow the hashtag Enlightened Salon in Elon on Facebook and Twitter.
The annual Burlington Carousel Festival featured the usual fun and free concerts, but this year there was something new on tap.
The Burlington Carousel Festival is an annual tradition in the Burlington City Park for the community to come together. But this year, there was a new addition to the usual fun. Carolina Brewery served 3 different varieties of on-tap beer in the craft beer garden. Jesse Reynolds of Carolina Brewery says bringing beer to the festival was a challenge, but it was worth the wait.
We knew that being the first beer vendors out here, we'd have to jump through a few hoops and work with the town very closely on getting this arranged. But they were very easy to work with, and it was fantastic. And we're honored to be asked to be out here.
This was the first time beer was allowed in the festival. Guests who were 21 and over could stop in the beer garden and taste some of Carolina Brewery's best, including Sky Blue, Flagship IPA, and Copperline Amber. Here in the beer garden, festival goers are definitely enjoying this year's change.
I've enjoyed it, I think it adds to it, as long as it doesn't interfere with other people's, opportunity to enjoy the festival, which I don't think it has.
Andrew Rail of Burlington Parks and Recreation says events like this are fun for the entire family.
We work hard every day, all year for events like this, and so it's great to see people enjoying themselves and the kids having fun. So.
It hasn't been decided if beer will remain on the festival menu. However, Carolina Brewery beer can be found on tap at restaurants throughout the Carolinas. Dion Buck, Elon Local News.
More information on the Burlington Carousel Festival and other upcoming local events can be found at www.btowneventsnc.com.
The Burlington Carousel Festival offered beer for the first time this year, but that wasn't the only reason Burlington was hopping this weekend. Our Megan Ford tapped into a different festival.
Cheers, man. More than 300 people poured into downtown Burlington for the 4th annual beer festival at the Company Shops Market this weekend. The customer service manager, Megan Sharp, is the main organizer of the event.
It's a lot of work, but when it actually happens, it's worth it.
This event took 3 months of planning, but Sharp says she didn't mind the work.
Just seeing the people. Just seeing how they get super excited and coming out and supporting local, most importantly. That's my favorite part.
So once you buy a ticket, you take this empty 6-pack and you can fill it with the beers of your choice.
I'm most looking forward to picking the best ones to take the 6-pack home.
Elon didn't just represent the faces in the crowd, but were behind the tables as well.
Cashmere English style IPA. I'm fresh out of school and been working for Highland since I've graduated. And it's great to come back to Elon and see some familiar faces and meet some new people.
The co-op had 14 different beer vendors giving customers a wide variety to taste, leaving them happy and with a full 6-pack to take home. Megan Ford, Elon Local News.
It was pretty hot out there this weekend, but today I felt like I needed a sweater. I'm hoping this cool weather will stick around. Evan, what's this week looking like?
Thanks, Jackie. Well, it finally feels like fall has arrived here at Elon. Today we had mostly cloudy skies with a high of 62, but now let's take a look at our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tuesday, you can expect a pretty cloudy sky with a high of 75. In the afternoon, it looks like we'll have a clear sky with a low of 57. Wednesday looks like it'll be a beautiful day with partly cloudy skies with a high of 79, but expect showers later in the night. Now, you might want to break out your umbrella. We'll see scattered showers starting on Thursday, and they will continue through the weekend. Friday starts off with overcast skies that will develop onto the occasional shower during the afternoon with a high of 72 and a low of 59. And I'm sorry to tell you, Elon students, but it looks like there won't be great weather for Parents' Weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we will have temps in the low 70s and rain. And that's all we have for this week's Phoenix forecast. I'm Evan Sassman. Back to you, Jackie.
Thanks so much, Evan. Coming up, we'll let you know how the Phoenix fared in the first home football game of the season and tell you about some special Phoenix who flew high and are getting recognized for it.
I'm Justin Beagle with this week's Sports Report. The pursuit of perfection is by no means easy, but for the Elon men's soccer team, that dream is becoming a reality. Currently standing undefeated at 7-0. Today, the Phoenix is ranked 11th in the most recent top drawer soccer poll, jumping 7 spots from last week. This comes after an upset over the then 7th ranked Wake Forest Demon Deacons last Tuesday and a 3-1 victory over Drexel in the CAA opener on Friday night at Rudd Field. Now, top drawer is not the official ranking system, but when the National Soccer Coaches Association of America polls are released tomorrow, the Phoenix is expected to jump once again. Elon will look to continue its historic run when they head to Columbia, South Carolina to take on our neighbors in the South tomorrow evening. The Phoenix is one of 3 programs remaining that undefeated, joining #1 ranked Creighton and 21st ranked Columbia. Head coach Chris Little points to the team's success to one thing.
And confidence, it's just confidence. And I think, you start off and you start to get some momentum and you get more confident, and then you can see it in the players and things that happen on the pitch. You can see that's come from them being confident and believing in themselves and what we're doing.
Following an impressive performance in those 2 games, freshman Nicholas O'Callahan was named the CAA Rookie of the Week and Player of the Week. The freshman defender played a key role in Elon's shutout over Wake Forest and had a goal and an assist in a Phoenix win over Drexel. And on the women's side, senior Samantha Birch was named the CAA Women's Soccer Player of the Week. The midfielder scored the game-winning goal in an overtime victory over Gardner-Webb on Friday night and then scored 2 goals in the Phoenix 4-2 win over UNC Charlotte yesterday. So far, Elon's off to the best start in program history since moving up to Division I. Now, after snapping a 10-game losing streak in triple overtime last week over Gardner-Webb, the Elon football team looked to get on its first winning streak since the 2012 season when it hosted local rival North Carolina A&T in the home opener from Rhodes Stadium on Saturday. But it wasn't meant to be, as drop passes, broken plays haunted the Phoenix offense. They wanted to get anything going through most of the game. A bright spot, though, the Phoenix defense, which racked up 5 sacks against the potent Aggies offense. Elon had just 20 sacks in 11 games in 2014. They now have 13 through 3 games in 2015. But in the late stages of the game, running back Tariq Cohen rushed for 57 yards in the eventual game-winning touchdown to give the Aggies a 14-7 win and drop the Phoenix to 1-2 on the season. Elon quarterback Connor Christensen says the Phoenix offense needs to step it up.
We have to do more as an offense, but very pleased with the defense. I mean, I know we got guys crying in the locker room because they practice so hard and they work so hard in the game, and that as an offense it hurts, because you want to be productive and you want to bail these guys out.
The Phoenix hosts Colonial Athletic Association foe Towson University on Saturday for Family Weekend. Elon is 0-4 all-time against the Tigers and fell 21-19 last season. Towson is 2-1 in 2015. For the latest scores and updates, I'm Justin Beagle. Jackie and Rajat, back to you.
Well, I'm very excited to see how the rest of the sports season plays out. Thank you, Justin, for all those updates. And that's it for Elon Local News tonight.
You can find our stories online at elonlocalnews.com or follow us on social media on Twitter and Facebook at Elon Local News.
From all of us here at ELN, have a great night, Elon.